Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the vault block. It was added in this week's snapshot, and today we are just going to be talking about my opinions on it. Now this is completely my opinion and I do want to make that clear, so you may not agree. First of all, I want to talk about some improvements that I would like to see to the block, as it's a really good block and I think they've implemented it really well within the first version, but always there are improvements that can be had. So first things first, I think the particles that go to the block, they need to be a bit more like noticeable and possibly unique. Currently you can see they are just squares that are orange. It would be cool if they were kind of like a face or something, like the face that is on the spawner, or what looks to be a face. It's a keyhole. They become more visible the closer they get to the spawner, and they only show when you are very close. And I know you can adjust this range with like the block data, but I think in the normal game it would be cool if they show from like 4 or 5 blocks away. I really do like that you can change the key of the block. The default key is the trial key, which you obviously find within the trial chambers, but if you modify the block data, you can change the key to whatever you want. This makes making your own custom structures and things like that a lot easier, because you can change the key to a custom item, or you can change the key to like a diamond or netherite. Now, one thing that I would really like to see for the block is, currently in vanilla Minecraft, they can only be opened once per player. They can be opened unlimited times, but by different players. So I would really like to see a way to configure how many times a player can open it, because it would be cool if you were making a map, if maybe you wanted a player to only be able to open it twice. I don't know if that would be easy, because I haven't checked how they've coded them. I don't know if they've hard coded the 1 per player use, but it would be really cool if you could adjust how many times per players they can be opened, because currently it's just set as 1 no matter what. So that is one change I would like to see. They also do consume the key when you open them, so you have to have a key for every block you open. And another thing I do like about them is the fact that to use a key you have to be close to it. I'm standing here and I cannot use a key, because you have to wait until it activates like this. If I step back, you'll see once it closes, I cannot open it from this range, although you can see the block is highlighted. I have to wait until it opens its mouth for me to be able to use the key on it. And the reason I do like that is because of situations like this, you can't just build up to here, click on the block, grab the loot and run. You have to get up close to it, which is close enough for this spawner to activate. So it means you can't just cheese these, grab the loot and run without the mob spawning. Now you could just come up here, have the mob spawn, wait for the loot to spawn and then run, but in that case you have to risk taking damage, and in this case it's poison skeletons, which will do quite a bit of damage. The blocks are also quite slow at giving loot. If I open it, you can see that it pops out a loot like 1 loot every 2 seconds. And it can give, I think, up to 6 current items. So if it gives 6 items, you got to wait like 10 seconds for all the loot to pop out. Which also means that you have to stay by the block for a few seconds before you can run. I do also like how common they are. They seem to be pretty common within the structure. There are some rooms that don't have any at all. And then there are also some rooms like this one which have 4 of them. It also seems like they are always marked with this pattern around them, with 4 waxed copper blocks and then also 4 waxed chiseled copper. Now, one thing that I do quickly want to mention is a tweet from King B-Dogs, which is a Minecraft developer. Now, this come up in a conversation about the vault block, and it's talking about the vault block appearing in other structures, because the whole point of it is to make it so other players can get loot without them needing to be there for the first ever raid. It's been a problem in Minecraft since loot chests were added, where the first player gets all the loot unless they're nice and they do share. Let's take End Cities for example, where the first player there gets an elytra, and you have to explore thousands of blocks depending on how much of the end has been looted. Now, the elytra is a bit different because it spawns within an item frame, but there's still 2 chests next to the elytra, which once again, the first player that gets there gets the loot, unless you have someone who resets the end regularly or you do it yourself. And the vault block is added just to fix that problem, because no matter how many players are on the world, they can always get loot from this block at least once. And the item to open the block coming with the key is farmable as well, because you can come to a trial chamber for the first time or the 20th time, fight off the spawners, and they have a chance to drop a key. And if you don't get a key the first time you fight it, you can come back in, I think it's like 30 minutes to have another chance to get a key. It is also the case of, let's say you get 5 keys, but there are 6 vault blocks within your trial chamber. You can once again do the structure again later on to open that final vault block if you do want the loot from it. But the solution of players getting loot currently is only fixed within the trial chamber, which will be added in Minecraft 1.20. And on Twitter, or X, King B-Dogs said that currently their plan is to make it fit within this structure, which is what they've done, but in the future they could look into adding it to other structures to fix that problem within them structures as well. Which I think is a really good idea, as it would then fix the biggest problem in Minecraft. Obviously, the next big problem with that is you'd have to still explore new chunks to find the structures with the updated blocks. Just like when the trial chamber gets added, you'll have to explore out, if your world is like 10 years old, you'll have to explore out past chunks you have explored in the past to find a trial chamber. But the vault block is mainly to fix problems with worlds created after 1.21. So the vault block has really good potential in the game, especially if Minecraft do make it fit in with other structures. I think that would be really cool. Minecraft could probably make it work, and just plopping this in the end city is probably why they're not doing that currently, because it doesn't fit. It's built texture-wise for this structure to fit in with the trial spawners, the copper, the tough, and all things like that. And then the other problem comes in with the key item. What would they do with the key? Because obviously you can't find a end city key, which that problem could be solved quite easily. Oh, that's a bit close. That problem could be solved quite easily. The solution in my mind is just have it so there is a possibility to set no key item, so you can right click it with your hand just like you can with a casual chest and it will open. I definitely do think it will be cool if Minecraft do somehow make it fit within other structures, whether that be in 1.21 or in a future update. I don't think they should just remove every loot chest and replace it with one of these, but the simple fact is it's nice to see a variety of different blocks. And it would also take away from barrels and chests being a thing that you go and loot. It would then make them a item that players use for storage, and that's it. Let's use the desert temple as an example. Let's say Minecraft were to add this block to every other structure within the game. It would be kind of boring if every single loot chest was just replaced with some of these, as then it would take away from the feeling of opening a chest and seeing what kind of loot you have. As with these, you click on them with a key and the items pop out on the top. And currently these can't be exploded, so it would also take away from things like the trap inside of the jungle temple, because these wouldn't explode, meaning that you would still be able to get the loot from it, meaning that falling on the pressure plate in the center wouldn't be as hurting to the player. The only risk they'd have to worry about is dying. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. Do let me know what you guys think in the comments, and also let me know any improvements or changes you would like to see to the block. There's not really many I would like to see. I would just like to see way more customization to the block, like for example the thing I mentioned earlier where you can customize how many times a single player can open it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!